Part 197. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1961. Chapter 1961. She doesn't need any work. As soon as Chiao Mian got out of the car, Mrs. Bai grabbed her hand excitedly. Mian, you are back. Are you hungry or thirsty on the road? Mom has prepared a lot of delicious food for you. You haven't been home for a long time. Come on, don't leave early when you come back today. Your father has returned from abroad. He knows that we recognize you and has always wanted to see you. Why have you lost weight? Is it too hard to eat or sleep outside? I know that you must not have a good life outside. If you are short of money, you can tell me and I will give you as much money as you want. Why do you have to work so hard? Or let your dad arrange a casual position for you in the company, which would be better than the job you have now. Mom Chiao Mian knew that Mrs. Bai felt sorry for her, but she still said a little helplessly, I am not short of money. The job I am doing now is not because of lack of money. I am doing it because I like this job. Yes, so it doesn't matter even if it's a bit harder. But Mom will feel sorry for you. Mrs. Bai touched Chiao Mian's face and said with a distressed look, if you like filming, you don't have to work so hard. Let your brother find you some movies that are easier to shoot. Mom, Mian likes to work hard by herself and likes the results she can achieve. Otherwise, I can find her some movies and TV series that are easy to shoot and make money. If you arrange everything for her, she won't willing. Just let her fight it out on her own. Yesi got down from the car, listened to Mrs. Bai's words, walked to Chiao Mian and answered for her. Yes, Mom, I like to work my own. Her husband spoke for herself, and Chiao Mian immediately nodded in agreement. I like to rely on my own abilities to get what I want. Only in this way can I have a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. If you can get something easily and without any effort, it won't be that good. So, you don't have to worry about me. Let me fight on my own, okay? The white-haired man was silent for a while and sighed softly. You have said so, what else can Mom say? Mom just feels sorry for you and can't bear to have you so tired. Mrs. Bai couldn't bear to let Chiao Mian suffer a little bit for the precious daughter she had finally found. She wished she could give the best of everything in the world to Chiao Mian. Seeing her baby daughter lose a lot of weight due to filming, Mrs. Bai almost felt heartbroken. She didn't want Chiao Mian to work so hard at all. She just hoped that Chiao Mian could be like the daughters of her good sisters, just a rich lady who could wear clothes, put food on the table and open her mouth, and be cared for at all times. What do you work for? Whether it is the Mo family or the Bai family, they can give her the most superior material life. She won't need any work. Mrs. Bai wanted her daughter to be a rice bug at home, but Chiao Mian had no interest in being a rice bug. Mom, I don't feel tired, Chiao Mian said with a smile. When I'm working, I'm very happy even if I'm tired. And I'm not working all the time, I also have time to rest. When I rest, you just help me make up for it. Of course I have to take good supplements. Mrs. Bai's eyes were full of distress, as if Chiao Mian had done hard work, so Mom asked the kitchen to stew a very nourishing soup in the evening. You can drink more later. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1962. Chapter 1962. A well-mannered child. Yeah, okay, Chiao Mian responded obediently. Go in first, Mrs. Bai said. Your brother and your father are here, waiting for you. Aunt, please wait a moment. Yesi walked towards the trunk and took out the gifts he bought. Mrs. Bai saw the bags in his hand and was stunned for a moment. Yasi, what did you buy? Yesi carried the bag and walked to Chiao Mian. Mom, these are some gifts for you and Dad. I don't know what you like, so I bought some at random. Come here, Why don't you buy a gift? We are all from the same family, why are you being so polite? Although Mrs. Bai said this, her eyes showed satisfaction. This son-in-law knows etiquette. This also shows from another side that he attaches great importance to their daughter. Mrs. Bai was a little dissatisfied with the fact that Jiao Mian got married too early. After all, he just got his daughter back, and he still wants Jiao Mian to stay with her for a few more years. She also believes that getting married too early is not a good thing. You are too young and don't understand many things well. The choices you make at this time may not be the wisest, and you will inevitably regret them in the future. If you meet a good husband, you are lucky. If what you encounter is bad, it would be a tragedy. Fortunately, the two children of the Mo family seem to be reliable. Madame Bai called the housekeeper behind her to take the gift bag from Mo Yesi, and said with a smile, "Don't buy anything from now on. Just get back, you people, don't spend any more money to buy these things." "Mom, I told him the same thing, but he said he couldn't come back empty-handed and had to go to the mall to buy these things first." Mrs. Bai said happily, "This shows that Yesi is a well-mannered child." Asterisk. Jiao Mian walked in front with Mrs. Bai on her arm. Mo Yesi followed the mother and daughter. Mother and daughter haven't seen each other for a while, and Mrs. Bai kept pulling Jiao Mian and talking non-stop. Mo Yesi followed behind, listening to Mrs. Bai's constant greetings to Jiao Mian. He didn't feel that he was being left out. Seeing Mrs. Bai caring so much for Jiao Mian made him feel relieved. A group of people walked into the hall. Jiao Mian saw Bai Yisheng and a middle-aged man sitting on the sofa at a glance. Middle-aged men are handsome in appearance, calm in temperament, and exude the charm of mature men. Jiao Mian immediately identified the middle-aged man. Because Bai Yisheng sitting next to him was at least 5 points similar to the middle-aged man. Jiao Mian suddenly became nervous. Mrs. Bai held one of her hands and looked at the middle-aged man and said, "That's your dad." As she spoke, she led Jiao Mian over. When they walked into the hall, Bai Yisheng and Bai's father saw it. When Mrs. Bai led Jiao Mian to Father Bai stood up. The man seemed to be trying his best to suppress his emotions, but there was still uncontrollable excitement in his eyes. He looked at Jiao Mian and moved his lips several times but made no sound. "Dad," Jiao Mian called out on her own initiative. This sound made the man even more excited. His lips trembled and his voice trembled a little. "Are you Mian?" Yeah, Jiao Mian nodded. Then I saw that Father Bai's eyes were a little moist, and he looked at her with mixed feelings. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1963. Chapter 1963. Remember your promise today. Okay, I'm finally home. Father Bai, an iron-blooded man who has never cried a few times since he was born, saw his daughter, who had been separated from him for many years, standing in front of him in a pretty way. I suddenly felt unspeakably sad. Jiao Mian didn't want to cry. Seeing Father Bai's eyes turn red, he felt a little sour in his heart for no reason. "Dad, it's a good thing that my sister is back." "Why are you crying?" Bai Yisheng stood up and said amusedly, "Also, are you a little biased? Mom told me that when I was sick and hospitalized, I was in a coma because of a high fever. Even when the doctors said my condition was very dangerous, you never cried. Why do you cry when you see your sister?" Father Bai was stunned, turned his head and glared at him. "Okay, today is the time for our family to get together, and we should be happy. Dad, when you cry, my sister's eyes turn red. Don't all start crying. I can't stand you being like this." Sensational. As soon as he finished speaking, Father Bai glared at him again. Dad, you are only here to look after your daughter. Let me introduce you to your son-in-law. Bai Yisheng walked to Mo Yesi with a smile, hooked his shoulder and said, this is my sister's husband. You, my son-in-law, is also my friend for many years. ACI, this is my dad. You must have seen him before. Mo Yesi has met Father Bai. Although we haven't met him often, we still recognize him. He took a step forward and shouted in a dignified manner, Dad. Father Bai looked him over and over again and nodded. He is still very satisfied with the son-in-law. The two families know each other well and are from the same family. The two sons of the Mo family are very capable and can be regarded as one of the best among the younger generations in the circle. It is not a loss for my daughter to marry such a man. If he were to choose a son-in-law for himself among this group of juniors, the best candidates would be the two children of the Mo family. Moreover, Father Bai was more satisfied with Mo Yesi than the eldest son of the Mo family, who was engaged in politics. The road to politics is not easy, and once you get there, you won't have much private time. At that time, how much time could he spend with his daughter? So it is better to have the son-in-law, as he can make money and have time to take care of the family. Although we have only found Mian now, her position in our hearts is no less important than that of Yu Sheng. Our family has been looking for her for so many years, and it was not easy to find her back. Yesi, you have to treat her well. If you make her suffer, we won't accept it, Bai's father said with a serious face. Dad, don't worry. Mo Yesi also promised seriously, I will definitely treat Mian well and not let her suffer any grievances. She is your baby and mine, and I will do my best to take good care of her. Father Bai nodded with satisfaction. Okay, remember your promise today. If you wrong Mian one day, we will not forgive you. Okay, why are you being so serious? Mrs. Bai took Xiao Mian's hand and said with a smile, Mian and Yesi finally went home to have dinner free. Let's relax and be more comfortable together as a family. Don't be so serious. I believe Yesi will treat Mian well. Mian, are you hungry? All the dishes you like are cooked tonight. You may want to eat more in a while. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1964. Chapter 1964. Is he still a normal person? That's right, Mian Bai Yisheng sighed, looking sad. When I knew you were coming back, all the dishes Mom cooked were the dishes you liked. There wasn't a single dish I liked. Tell me, we all it came from the same belly, why is she so partial? You little bastard, why are you so jealous of your sister? Mrs. Bai glared at Bai Yisheng with feigned anger. What can't you eat at home every day? Do you know how tired and hard your sister is outside? I know, Bai Yisheng sighed again. Anyway, my daughter is my biological child now, and I am the son who was picked up. I used to film until midnight, and I never saw you caring about me so much. Oh, it's so sad. Mrs. Bai was angry and funny. You is just a white-eyed wolf. Now we are sorry for you and sorry for you. Your sister left us for more than 10 years, and it was not easy to get her back. Can you please stop hurting me a little more? You are still an elder brother, why are you so small-minded? Yisheng, your mother is right. Bai's father also glared at Bai Yisheng. Your sister has been separated from us for so long, and she finally came home. As parents, can we not feel pain? You, my brother, I need to love her more. You are just such a sister. Okay, Bai Yisheng nodded and couldn't help but laugh. I'm not joking. Why do you two elders still take it seriously? I wish you could hurt her more. Even if you pamper her to the sky, I won't do the same. No comments. Bai Yisheng walked to Xiao Mian, stretched out his hand to rub her head as usual, and said with distress in his eyes, this girl has also suffered a lot. Fortunately, now that the hardships are over, everything is getting better and better. When Bai Yisheng reached out to rub Chiao Mianmian's head, Mo Yesi frowned, obviously a little dissatisfied. Looking at Chiao Mianmian smiling so sweetly and brightly at Bai Yisheng, I felt even more uncomfortable. Even though the person touching his wife's head was his brother-in-law, his paranoid possessiveness made him reject from the bottom of his bones any intimacy with the opposite and Chiao Mianmian. Especially, his wife smiled so happily at another man. She had never smiled with him so sweetly. Bai Yisheng glanced at Mo Yesi. Based on his years of understanding of Mo Yesi, he could tell at a glance that this extremely possessive man was unhappy. Do you mind if he just touched his sister's head? Even though he knew the nature of Mo Yesi's urine, Bai Yisheng still felt a little speechless. His brother-in-law must be too small-minded. Does even his brother mind? Is he still a normal person? Go and eat first, go and eat first. Looking at her outstanding-looking son, daughter, and son-in-law, Mrs. Bai looked proud, and the corners of her mouth couldn't stop rising. She was in a very good mood and said, "Yes, I is busy. It's been a long day's work, I must be hungry. I'll talk about it later." Hey, Bai Yisheng sighed softly again, with a resentful expression on his face. Now even my son-in-law is his biological son. Mom, why don't you ask me if I'm hungry? You brat. Father Bai slapped Bai Yisheng on the forehead. How long will you continue to be greedy? Didn't you cook your food? Can you starve to death? Ouch, Dad, it hurts. Kiss me more. My sister and brother-in-law are still here, so you can at least save some face for me. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1965. Chapter 1965. No regrets anymore. Bai Yisheng usually looks calm and reserved on the outside, sometimes aloof. No one would have thought that he would be like this at home. Like a child who has not grown up, he still teases and jokes with his parents. Moreover, looking at the interaction between Bai Yisheng and Mrs. Bai and Father Bai, it seems that this was how things were at home before. Listening to the laughter of her family, Chiao Mianmian felt particularly warm in her heart at this moment. This warmth seeped into her heart little by little, making her whole heart feel warm. She seems to have not felt this kind of family warmth for a long time. Since the death of Chiao's mother and her grandmother, the so-called home no longer has the warmth of home. That is the home of Chiao Angzhen and Lin Huijin. But it is no longer her and Chiao Chen's home. But now, she is so lucky. Not only does she have a home again, but she also has so many family members who love her and treat her well. At this moment, she felt that she had no regrets. She really likes her current life. Asterisk. The food is served. Chiao Mianmian looked at the table and saw that almost 2/3 of the dishes on the table were her favorites. She likes spicy food, but she knows that neither Bai Yisheng nor Mrs. Bai can eat spicy food very well. Mo Yesi couldn't handle spicy food at all. The last time he ate hot pot with her, his stomach was troubled by the spicy food. He had to take medicine for several days after returning home. But today, the dishes prepared by Mrs. Bai are mainly spicy. The remaining 1/3 of the light food was made after hearing that Mo Yesi couldn't eat spicy food. Otherwise, Mrs. Bai plans to cook a table of spicy dishes so that her precious daughter can enjoy it. As for the others, she no longer cares about what her husband and son like to eat, whether they can eat spicy food. Since they can't eat it, they can ask the kitchen to make other things. Her baby daughter has only come back for a long time, so naturally it is based on her baby girl's preferences. Mrs. Bai asked Chiao Mianmian to sit next to her. During the meal, Mrs. Bai didn't bother to eat herself, and kept picking up vegetables for Chiao Mianmian. Mianmian, how do you like the taste of this fish head with chopped pepper? The chopped pepper in it is particularly delicious. It is chopped into pieces with wild pepper that has been pickled for several years and stuffed into the fish head and steamed for a long time. That flavor, the spicy and sour flavor, is soaked into the fish. There is also this spicy chicken dish. The diced chicken is fried dry and crispy. I tried one and it was very delicious. And this Chiao Mianmian's bowl was like a mountain. Before she had eaten a few mouthfuls, Mrs. Bai picked up some vegetables and put them in her bowl. Chiao Mianmian couldn't eat as fast as Mrs. Bai picked up the vegetables. After a while, the small porcelain bowl was filled to the brim with so many vegetables that it almost overflowed from the bowl. And Mrs. Bai was still picking up vegetables for Chiao Mianmian. While picking up the vegetables, he said with great enthusiasm, "Mian, eat quickly. Why don't you eat it? Is the food cooked today not to your liking?" "No, these dishes are all delicious." Chiao Mian looked at the dishes that were about to overflow in the bowl, and wanted to stop Mrs. Bai, but she didn't know how to speak. "Mom, no one can pick up vegetables like you. You pick up so much, can Mian finish it?" Bai Yusheng saw her sister's helplessness and stopped Mrs. Bai. "Don't keep staring at Mian, eat it yourself. Look. Mian's bowl is full. If you try to put some food in her bowl won't be able to hold it." Mrs. Bai was stunned and looked into Chiao Mian's bowl. Sure enough, she saw that her bowl was already full. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1966. Chapter 1966. Mo Yesi is still very considerate. A small porcelain bowl, all piled up. She then put down her chopsticks. But he still didn't eat, so he stared at Chiao Mian. "Mian, Mom won't pick up the vegetables for you. You eat slowly. If you feel it's spicy, Mom will give you a bowl of soup." Chiao Mian turned her head and met Madame Bai's doting and gentle gaze, feeling warm in her heart. She smiled sweetly at Mrs. Bai, nodded and said, "Well, Mom, you should eat too." Okay, Mrs. Bai said, but her eyes were still staring at her daughter, reluctant to take her eyes away from Chiao Mian. "I just felt that my daughter was so beautiful, just like a fairy. No matter how you look at it, you can't get enough of it. How could she give birth to such a beautiful and adorable daughter?" The strange and helpless expression on Mrs. Bai's face made Bai Yusheng amused. "Mom, why are you staring at Mian? Can you eat when you are stared at like this? Mian has gone home now. She won't be separated from us anymore. You can look at her any way you want. Come on and eat. Can you eat enough just by looking at her?" "Mom, you haven't eaten anything." Chiao Mian picked up a chopstick and put it into Mrs. Bai's bowl. "You should eat some too." She was really stressed by being stared at by Mrs. Bai all the time. Especially when she took a bite, Mrs. Bai would ask her how it tasted. The expectant and nervous expression on her face after asking made Chiao Mian feel even more stressed. Even if she knew that Mrs. Bai cared about her. But this way of caring still made her a little stressed. "Okay, Mommy eats too, Mian, eat more, and Mommy won't stare at you anymore." Looking at the dishes her precious daughter brought to her, Mrs. Bai felt extremely warm in her heart. It was obviously the same dish as usual, with the same taste, but when she ate it, she felt it tasted much better than usual. Mrs. Bai paid attention to which dishes Chiao Mian loved most and which dishes she used chopsticks for most, and then she remembered them one by one. Mrs. Bai usually eats very little at night. She is maintaining her health. She usually eats some vegetables and fruits in the evening, and rarely eats rice. But today Chiao Mian came back, and she was happy, so she didn't care about her usual habits. "Not only did I eat rice in the evening, I also ate 2 bowls. Asterisk. Having eaten. The family was sitting in the living room talking. Mrs. Bai took Chiao Mian's hand and said softly, Mian, why don't you and Yessie leave tonight? You just stay at home for one night. Mom still has a lot to say to you. Chiao Mian didn't have any objections. She turned her head to look at Mo Yessie, and was about to ask when she heard Mo Yessie say, since Mom is keeping us, let's stay one night. The next time you come back will be at least half a month later, so stay with me more, stay with Mom. Mo Yessie is still very considerate. Mrs. Bai just got her daughter back, so she is naturally very precious to Chiao Mian. Mother and daughter haven't seen each other for a long time. Mrs. Bai definitely wants to spend more time with her daughter. For Mo Yessie, it doesn't matter where he lives. Now that his mother-in-law has spoken, it is impossible for him not to agree. After all, he still wants to earn more performance for himself. When Mrs. Bai heard what he said, she showed an expression of satisfaction and relief on her face. This son-in-law is really good. She said with a smile, Mian, why don't you go for a walk in the garden with Mom? Okay, Chiao Mian nodded. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1967. Chapter 1967. He won't let me suffer either. That Yessie. Yes, can you play chess? Father Bai came over and asked. Mo Yessie looked at his father-in-law, thought for a while, nodded and said, I know a little bit. As soon as he finished speaking, Bai Yushen next to him gave him a thumbs up. If he didn't know Mo Yessie and hadn't known him for so many years, he might really believe what he said. Is he only slightly good at playing chess? Bai Yushen remembered the last time he played chess with Mo Yessie and he lost terribly. Moreover, he is pretty good at chess. But compared with Mo Yessie, the difference is between a rookie and a boss. Father Bai has never played chess with Mo Yessie, so naturally he doesn't know this. He smiled and said, then let's go to the next round. Okay. Mo Yessie curled his lips and said, I also want to learn from my father's chess skills. Dad, let me tell you, the water in Yessie is very deep. Don't underestimate the enemy, Bai Yushen reminded. I think the two of us together may not be his opponent. Really, Bai's father originally suggested it casually, but after hearing what he said, he suddenly became interested. You'll know in a moment, Bai Yushen said calmly. Okay, when you say that, I can't wait. Yessie, shall we go now? Father Bai likes to play chess. After hearing that Mo Yessie is a master in this area, he can't wait to play a game right away. Good. Mo Yessie turned his head to look at Chiao Mian and said warmly, then I'll go play chess with Dad. Well, you go ahead Mom and I will go for a walk. After Mo Yessie finished explaining to his wife, as his father-in-law left, Chiao Mian also accompanied Mrs. Bai for a walk in the garden. Asterisk. Mian, I think Yessie treats you quite well. Originally, my mother didn't agree with you getting married so early, but if Yessie can always treat you so well, that's not bad. How is your mother-in-law treating you now? I didn't feel wrong to you, did I? Mother and daughter were walking slowly in the garden hand in hand. Mom, don't worry, my mother-in-law didn't give me any wrongdoing, and with Yessie here, he won't let me be wronged either. That's good. You are the daughter of my Bai family now, and there is nothing unworthy of the Mo family in terms of family background. If she wrongs you, Mom will seek justice for you. No one can bully my daughter. Chiao Mian stopped. Mrs. Bai looked at her. Mian, what's wrong? Mom, it's nothing. Chiao Mian pursed her lips. She looked at Mrs. Bai, her eyes a little moist. I just think you are so good to me. Silly boy. Mrs. Bai smiled and touched her head. You are my daughter, a piece of flesh that fell off my body. If I don't treat you well, who will I treat well? It's not what a mother should do to treat her own daughter well. Mom wishes I could give you the best in the world due to unavoidable reasons. My mother and daughter have been separated for more than 10 years. During these 10 years, my mother has been thinking about you and worrying about you every day. Now that our mother and daughter are finally reunited, you don't know how much your mother wants to make it up to you. Mom, Chiao Mianmian's eyes became even more moist. Good boy, don't cry. When you cry, mommy will cry too. Well, I won't cry. Chiao Mianmian took a deep breath and pushed back the tears. I heard from your brother. What new drama promotion meeting do you have to go to with him tomorrow? Mian, it's not that mom doesn't support your work, but you said that our family doesn't lack that, and you like this job too. It's okay, there's no need to make yourself so tired. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1968. Chapter 1968. Whether you are short of money or not, just accept it. Mom, Listen to mom first. You spend most of your time outside in this job. Although Yessie also supports you, you have a family after all. It's not good to be outside like this all the time. Yessie doesn't say anything. There will be opinions in my heart. No man would like his wife to stay outside all year round. Besides, Yessie still cares about you so much. You should also pay more attention to his feelings. Although career is important, mother thinks family is the most important thing. Family harmony cannot be affected by career. Are you right? Mrs. Bai is still a traditional thinking woman. Moreover, she felt that both the Mo family and the Bai family could provide Chiao Mian with the most superior material life, and her precious daughter did not need to work so hard outside. Well, Mom, I know. Chiao Mian did not refute Madame Bai's words, because she knew that Madame Bai would tell her these things for her own good. Afraid that her work will affect her family. Also, when do you and Yessie plan to have a child? Mrs. Bai thought for a while and then said, although it is a bit early to have a child now, there are advantages to having a child early. At your age, having a baby is easy and the recovery is quick. When the baby grows up in the future, you will still be a beautiful and hot mother. This is also good. In fact, Mrs. Bai did not want Chiao Mian to have a baby so early. In her eyes, Chiao Mian is just a child who hasn't grown up yet. But she felt that if Chiao Mian had a baby, she would be able to pay more attention to her family in the future. It won't be as busy and hard as now. In Mrs. Bai's view, joining the entertainment industry is not a good choice. One of her sons was disobedient and became a director, which made her very angry to death. Now her daughter has entered the entertainment industry as an actress. Her son and daughter are actually related to the entertainment industry, and Mrs. Bai is still a little worried. Speaking of this matter, Chiao Mian was silent for a while. Mom, Yessie and I have discussed it. We are not in a hurry about this matter now and let it take its course. You are still young, so there is no need to rush. I just think it's time to consider this matter. Well, it depends on fate. If there is one, I will give birth to the baby. Mrs. Bai wanted to say something more, but after thinking about it, she finally said nothing. Because she also knows that these things cannot be done by force. As parents, the best we can do is give some advice and cannot force you. Asterisk. After Chiao Mian walked with Mrs. Bai said she had something to give her. After Chiao Mian followed her into the bedroom, Mrs. Bai walked to the bedside cabinet and bent down to take something out. Mian, keep this. This is my mother's wish. Mrs. Bai thrust a card into Chiao Mian's hand. Chiao Mian glanced down and said, Mom, I have money. You don't have to give me this. What Mrs. Bai thrust into her was a black card. Although I don't know how much money is in it, it is definitely not a small amount. Mom knows you have money. Mrs. Bai smiled gently and lovingly, but this is my intention as a mother. Whether you are short of money or not, just accept it. Only if you accept it, Mom will feel more at ease. Actually, this little money is nothing. You are the daughter of my Bai family, and half of the Bai family's property belongs to you. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1969. Chapter 1969. I don't know what he has to do. I have made an agreement with your father that you and your brother will share all the family property equally. So accept whatever is given to you now, because it is yours. Chiao Mian looked at the card in her hand, hesitated for a moment, raised her head and nodded to Mrs. Bai. Okay, I'll accept it. A smile appeared on Mrs. Bai's face. Mom has also prepared a villa for you, which is being renovated. When the decoration is completed, I will take you there to have a look. Although Yessie is very kind to you now, things in the world are unpredictable, so be more careful on your own. There is always a way out. I hope my daughter can be confident and have the capital to leave at any time. She doesn't have to be attached to anyone. Chiao Mian felt Mrs. Bai's intentions and was moved. Mom, thank you. Asterisk. When Chiao Mian went to find Mo Yessie, he was still playing chess with Father Bai. The round seems to have just ended. Dad, I lost again. Mo Yessie put a chess piece on the chessboard, raised his head and said to Bai's father with a smile, I am convinced that my skills are inferior to others. You are not as good as others. You deliberately let me, an old man. Father Bai was coaxed happily and said with a smile on his face, Yassi, this is not easy for you. How about losing to me without leaving any trace? It's not something that ordinary people can do, so that I can't see it. Mo Yessie curled his lips. Dad, you are great, I can't compare to you. It's not that I really can't see it. You gave me 2 pieces on purpose, otherwise, I would be the loser in this game. Yu Sheng is right, I'm afraid that neither he nor I will belong to you. Opponent. There are not many people in this generation who can play chess as well as you and can calm down enough to learn this. No wonder you can run Mo's business so well at such a young age. Young people are so scary. After playing a few games of chess, Father Bai, who had always admired Mo Yessie, now admired his son-in-law even more. Every word is a word of praise. Looks like he is extremely satisfied with Mo Yessie. Yes, I have never heard your father praise anyone so much. Even Yu Sheng didn't praise him so much. Mrs. Bai walked into the chess room with Chiao Mian. This is true. Bai Yu Sheng nodded in agreement. ACI, my father is very satisfied with you. These few games of chess you played were not in vain. That's why Yessie is really good. Bai's father glared at Bai Yu Sheng. You think everyone is the same as you? You should learn more from Yessie. When will you be as good as him? I won't have to worry about you. What's wrong? Bai Yu Sheng stretched out his hand to rub his forehead, looking like he had a headache. Okay, Dad, don't say any more. You'd better give up. Your son will be like this. He will be like this all his life, and he will never get better. You. Okay, stop arguing. Mian and Yessie are still here. Mrs. Bai stopped the quarrel. Bai Yu Sheng spread his hands. I don't want to quarrel with him. I have something else to do and I have to go out. I may not come back tonight. Where are you going again? Father Bai frowned. You don't understand the things at work. After Bai Yu Sheng said this, he turned around and glanced at Chiao Mian. Mian, I will pick you up tomorrow morning and we will go there together. After Bai Yu Sheng finished speaking, he left. Behind him, Bai's father looked dissatisfied. I don't know what he has to do. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1970. Chapter 1970. But she said she didn't remember. Are those things that are not serious work still regarded as serious work? Is it possible that he really doesn't want to take over the Bai family anymore? Does this mean that I will hand over the company to outsiders in the future? Okay, just say a few words less. Mrs. Bai tugged on his sleeve and winked at him. Only then did Bai's father realize that there were other people there, and then he restrained his anger. Asterisk. Chiao Mian and Mo Yesi returned to the bedroom prepared for them by Mrs. Bai. After entering the bedroom and closing the door, she was pulled into Mo Yesi's arms. The man lifted her chin and kissed her gently on the lips. What time will you get up tomorrow? 7 o'clock. Chiao Mian also put her hand around his neck and said with a smile, I found that after you played chess with Dad, he had a much better impression of you. How did you play chess? Mo Yesi chuckled, I tried my best to make him win 2 games. That's all. Well, that's it? Baby, don't think this is easy. It's not difficult to lose to him on purpose, but you can't lose too obviously, otherwise he will find it very boring. Let him feel the fun of playing chess with his skills. And to feel the joy of winning, you need to use your brain to think. Hearing him say this, it seems that it is really not easy. You can also play chess. Chiao Mian blinked, I had no idea. Baby, there are many things your husband does in the club. Playing chess is just one of them. Mo Yesi raised his thin lips, holding her in his arms and walking inside. There will be plenty of time for you to understand slowly in the future. Slowly, you will. I found out that you married a husband who knows everything. Chiao Mian smiled, it sounds like I made 10 billion. In your eyes, I'm only worth 10 billion. Well, I said it wrong. It's priceless, a priceless treasure. The man's eyes were filled with a doting smile and he rubbed her head. Since you have to get up early tomorrow morning, let's go to bed early. Go wash up first. Good. Although Chiao Mian does not live here, Mrs. Bai has purchased everything. Clothes, shoes, bags, cosmetics, and jewelry are all available. She took her brand new pajamas and went to the bathroom. After she went to the bathroom, Mo Yesi took out his mobile phone and made a call. Soon, the call was connected, and a respectful voice came over, Mr. Mo. Have you found out about that matter? Yes, it has been found out. According to our investigation, the young lady did attend a young lady's birthday party 10 years ago. Mo Yesi frowned, but she said she didn't remember. He believed that Chiao Mian did not lie to him. It's not that the young lady doesn't remember, it must be related to the car accident she had. Has she been in a car accident? Mo Yesi frowned even more. Yes. So if the young lady really doesn't remember this incident, it should be related to the car accident. We checked the relevant hospital information and found that the young lady suffered a head injury at the time, which is very likely to cause her to lose part of her memory. After a while, Mo Yesi hung up the phone. So, the person who saved Gong Zili that night was really Chiao Mian? Such an answer made him feel very uncomfortable. Because this means that as early as 10 years ago, Gong Zili and Chiao Mian were already involved. 10 years ago. He doesn't know her yet. There is no intersection between them. The sound of water running came from the bathroom. Mo Yesi looked in the direction of the bathroom, his eyes narrowed little by little. End of this chapter.